This is Sid Yiddish, straight from Copenhagen. Hi everybody. I love Denmark. Denmark is full of kindness and happiness. Happiest nation in the world. I'm a compductionist, which is I'm a conductor, so I'm an improvising conductor, and I do physical gestures. It's improvisational, so I create the compositions straight from my brain. Usually I come up with a title, and then when we perform it, I have a formula that's like the music is in my brain. So the musicians that I get, they could be total improvisers or have regular instruments like strings, guitars, violins, drums, fretless guitars, little instruments, things like that. And that's how I create the music. But when I do the conducting, like this, like downbeat or atonal or staccato or sustained high note, sustained low note, sing into your instrument, high E, low E, percussion. The music is made through interpretation. So whatever the band sees, they interpret the music. That's how we make the music. So it's music that is not music. And in general, I've kind of called myself a compductionist. I was a journalist for 15 years, and I got burnt out from it, so I kind of stayed in publishing for a little bit, and then I had a job, lost that job, and became a performer full-time. I'm self-taught performance artist. The band is basically in Chicago. It's a loose collective, so that means almost anybody and everybody can join in. They can be in or be out. Our band is also in one form or another has been on America's Got Talent. We did a tryout in Chicago in 2013. We didn't even last 45 seconds, but still we did it. So that was technically our biggest accomplishment. But at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Chicago this October will probably be the high point. The band's been in existence for almost eight years, so in Chicago. However, I wanted to say that when I travel throughout the United States and Europe, I put bands together. I put traveling bands together, teach them the signals, and we play. This trip out, I've done it in Aarhus twice, and I also have done it in Copenhagen twice as well. I'm from Chicago. I read, I listen to music, I compose, I write. I go out and I see things. I go out and do things. Just see the local culture, hang out with the local people. It's conservative, very conservative people in Chicago. Here they're a bit more open, a bit more progressive, kind of like Seattle or Portland from the States. But Chicago is very square or conservative. Their minds are wired shut, which is too bad. I mean, personally, that's what I think. And I've probably grown since the last time I was in actually the first time I was in Denmark. When I came home, it was just, it felt so weird. It just felt so weird to be home, and just the attitudes of the people are really, really very, very conservative. And here, not so much. You'll get a rude person once in a while, but for the most part, everybody's pretty cool. Actually, I would love to move to Copenhagen or Aarhus. I prefer Aarhus probably because it's slightly quieter, but I do like the city life in Copenhagen. So, because Copenhagen in a way is like New York City, so I do like it. I do like it in that sense. Well, the original hat, which was a bass. It was a tan hat. I was at a rummage sale in Evanston, Illinois, and there was a man he was eyeing this really beautiful chapeau, really beautiful hat, gray hat. This is my famous hat. I tried the other hat on, that original hat on. It didn't fit my head. So the guy next to me, he grabbed the hat and he said, "This hat, the chapeau, the nice one, is made for me. That hat, the fish hat, is made for you." So that's why I wore the fish hat. The first one lasted for 16 and a half years. When I graduated from grad school, it was retired, and I needed a new hat, which is this one, and I've had this one for about 2.5 years. They do stare at it. Yeah, they stare at it all the time. They take pictures. They think they're cool. When they take pictures without my permission, I don't like it, and I will sometimes tell them, no, you can't do it, or send it to me, but they don't understand. They just don't understand. The fish hat actually has followers. The fish hat has about 100 or 200 followers. Me personally, you know, I don't know what the count is for you know, my regular page, but right now I think it's like only 113, but I have something like 2,763 friends on Facebook, which I don't think, or maybe it's 64, I don't know. I can't tell the difference right now. Well, Flight of the Satanic Danish Squirrel, I do like. Yeah, that's an original henchman composition. It's a henchman standard is what we call it. But the newer ones that I like, that I created while I've been here in Denmark, is We Will Speed Along to Middelfart, which I believe is the name of the composition, and there's also one called Happy Bread. There's one called No Pictures Please, which I created based on my experiences of taking photographs here in Denmark, Sweden, and Germany. I can't really sing it, but what I can tell you is that I've had trouble taking basic photographs of of buildings and taking selfies, where somebody got so upset that they were in my photo, and it's my photo, but they just hopped in, and then they get mad at me because they're in my photo and they were screaming and yelling at me. So you want to tell me, how fair is that? It's not fair at all. But this is the way Europeans work. Oh, no, absolutely love Europeans. I love Europeans. It's just there's some people that think they're a bit more privileged than others, I think, when it comes to photographs. I mean, we're so inundated with photographs anyway. I mean, everybody with their cell phone, everybody with their cameras. It's like they're totally in your face. It's like 1984 revisited again, you know, George Orwell. It's cameras everywhere. There's cameras, security cameras in schools, there's security cameras in toilets, there's security cameras in airports, there's cameras in train stations. I mean, it's fear. It's all based on fear. Everything is based on fear. Everybody watches us everywhere you go. I mean, even the people who don't have cameras and sit there and watch, and they think that they really think that they're part of something, even though they're fearful and they want to be a part of it. They don't understand what fear really means when fear grips you by the neck. See you.